What's up, everybody? Doc 1985. There's levels to this. All right, guys, check this out, man. Oh boy. Shout out to my dude, Cowboy, and now your mama knows. Shout out to you, my dude. Go check out his channel. His channel is And Now Your Mama Knows. We're gonna talk about Stadia, okay? And I don't know how much easier I can put this, but this. I'm, I'm gonna help anybody that's trying to go the route that Cowboy is taking because he's making a huge mistake. He means well, but he's making a huge mistake when he tries to argue for Stadia because he tries to argue for Stadia comparing it to the other consoles, comparing it to Sony and comparing it to Microsoft, which Stadia itself doesn't want to do. It doesn't want to do. Okay. So this is what happened. TK9, shout out to you, TK9. He made a video, and apparently it must have hurt Cowboys' feelings or something, where TK9 said that Stadia's business model is the dumbest business model out there. Something to that effect. Okay. Cowboy felt like he had to respond, and he went ahead and responded and made a made a terrible mistake because, like I said, what he tried to do was compare it to Sony and Microsoft, which you should never do. But for those of you that don't understand Stadia or that want to talk about Stadia, look, this is all you need to understand, okay? In reality, when it comes to gaming, Stadia is without a shadow of a doubt the best deal. If listen to me. Do you understand? Do you understand that Stadia is literally free? Literally free. Not only that, I think they got a sale going on right now where you could get the Stadia controller and a Chromecast for like $22 or something crazy like that. The controller itself is worth more than $22. Trust me. I have 3 of them. But Stadia is literally free. So if you're someone, let's say you like I don't know, let's say you're really into Ubisoft games, Assassin's Creed or whatever, and that's mostly what you play. You can literally play the newest Assassin's Creed, and all you have to do is just buy the game. You don't have to buy any hardware. None at all. Like literally none at all. You can literally use whatever controller you have right now. You could use an Xbox controller, you could use a PS5 controller, you could use a PS4 controller. That's ridiculous. For free. And all you need is something with a screen. That's it. That's all you need is something with a screen. So in terms of value, if you're already going to purchase the game, let's say you're already going to purchase Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If you're going to purchase on the Xbox, you have to have an Xbox, which means you would have to have bought an Xbox, right? If you're going to play it on the PS5, that means you would have to already have bought a PS5. Or if you're going to play it on the PS4, bought a PS4. If you're going to play it on the computer, you would have had to already purchase a gaming PC for that, right? That could do that, right? With Stadia, you are only buying the game. That's it. You're only buying the game. So in terms of value, right? There's nothing of better value. Now there's 2 big problems though with Stadia that we're not going to ignore. You're not going to ignore this, Cowboy. Like you can't ignore this, okay? The 2 biggest problems with Stadia is this. Number 1, it's not guaranteed to work for you. It works for me perfectly fine. I got Fios internet and I got Verizon as my freaking cell phone carrier. And where I live in this area, I have not had a problem with Stadia ever. So it works flawless for me. It does. But I know plenty of people that have tried Stadia that it hasn't worked for. And you can't deny that. If someone tries it and it doesn't work for them, they don't have a good experience. Like, what do you want me to tell you? It's not working for. It's not even that they don't like it. It's that it's not working for them. I have yet to meet the person, even through all these console wars, that has said they've plugged in their Xbox Series S, X, PS5, and has not worked. I don't know that person. That person doesn't exist. You plug these consoles in, they're going to work, right? unless you got a faulty console. But for the most part, they're going to work, right? But as far as Stadia, I can't guarantee anyone watching this, like, yo, try Stadia is going to work. I can't say that guaranteed. What I can tell you is, though, that you can try it for free, literally. And if it doesn't work, hey, that's good. There you go, right? So that's number one. The fact that I can't guarantee that it's going to work for someone, that's a problem. The technology is not there. The technology is amazing, but it's not there for everyone, and you cannot deny that, right? That's number one. Number two, games. Games. The amount of games that are on Stadia does not compare to the amount of games that are on Sony and that are on Xbox. And again, it's okay because Stadia is just starting out. But the problem is when you try to compare Stadia to Sony and Xbox, don't even do it. Especially when you do your audience a disservice and you try to compare Stadia to xCloud. That's a huge disservice because it's not even that. He doesn't even compare it to xCloud. He compares it to Game Pass, which is even more ridiculous. Like, are you out of your mind? Like, how are you going to compare that to Game Pass? That's ridiculous. So the argument Cowboy says, right, because he used one of my videos. That's why I'm making this video. That's why I'm heated right now, okay? Because he used one of my videos where I spoke about the problem that I had with Yakuza, which I admit was definitely a me problem. I'm so spoiled with Game Pass that I'm like, yo, I don't want this game to leave. Now I got to play. Now I got to feel like it's rushed. And Cowboy dared to make a video talking about how on Stadia, once you have the game, it never leaves. If you buy the game, it never leaves. Well, guess what, Cowboy? This is where you messed up. If I buy a game on Xbox, it doesn't leave either. And if I want to play it via the cloud, I can remote play. I can remote play my Xbox Series X from the Xbox app. So any game that I buy, any game that I buy, the same way like you buy a game on Google, the exact same way, any game that I buy, I can play wherever I am. So do not use that argument about buying the game. If you want to compare Google Stadia Pro and the free games that you get with Pro that you get to keep versus Game Pass, dog, I prefer Game Pass to just give me the games on Game Pass for 1 month than for me to keep all the games that I've been getting on Google Stadia Pro. Are you out of your mind? Have you seen those games on there? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Come on now, man. Look at the lineup of the Google Stadia Pro games that have been coming out. They're all bangers. Not even close. Not even close. And then here's the other problem too, right? When you try to compare it to PS Plus. Oh my God. Stadia Pro is just like PS Plus. That's what he says. PS Plus, you get those games, you claim them, you keep them, right? But here's the problem with PS Plus, okay? And TK, I told TK to make a video about this because I actually heard him say this first. I think he said it either on his podcast or he said it in chat on one of our podcasts, right? What are you paying for with PS Plus? What are you paying for? Are you paying for those 2 free games? Like, are you legitimately paying for those 2 free games? Is that what you're looking for? Or whatever how many games they give you on PS Plus? Are you legitimately looking forward to those games? Or are you paying so that you could play online? Because if you're playing so that you could play online, TK brought this up. So all freaking credit goes to TK. If you're paying for PS Plus so that you have access to play online, what multiplayer games are you playing online? Because if the multiplayer games that you're playing online are the free-to-play games that are already free to play online, Sony's bamboozling you. Because you're not, I know you're not playing Sony exclusive games to play online. What Sony exclusive game are you playing to play online? Tell me, what Sony exclusive games are you playing to play online? Which one? Exactly. So unless you're playing a third-party game and Sony's charging for you to play online, okay, then for you that makes sense. But a lot of us, myself included, like I did not even realize this until TK said this, okay? Because I'm not a huge multiplayer guy anyways, especially when I was playing on my PS4. So I was paying for PS Plus so that I could play online, even though most of the games that I played on my PS4 were single-player games. What an idiot I was. What an idiot I was. Like legit. What an idiot I am. I still have PS Plus. Why do I have PS Plus? Why do I have PS Plus? For the 2 games that they randomly, or 3 games, whatever they're randomly giving me? So then when you say that about about Stadia Pro, Stadia Pro looks even worse. Stadia itself is a great gaming deal, the best gaming value out there, period. It's free. You can't argue against free. You can play next-gen console games for free. You just got to buy the game. That's it, right? But when it comes to Stadia Pro, what are you paying for? You're paying for those games that they give you? You're going to stand behind that? Or even worse, how dare you? How dare you make the argument that Stadia Pro is worth it because you get 4K HDR when Sony and the Xbox Series X already give you 4K HDR and you're not paying extra for it? Well, that's arguable. Sony might charge you depending on the game so that you could get the 4K and those extra features, but that's a whole nother video. So again, if you're going to argue Stadia, or you're going to promote Stadia, you need to promote Stadia on its own. As soon as you bring other consoles into it, you're going to lose the argument. Because everything that you try to discredit, well, if you buy a game, it never leaves. Guess what? If you buy a game on the PS5 and you buy a game on the freaking Xbox Series X, you can still play it on your cell phone via remote play if you want to. Like, come on now. Come on now. So buying the game, owning the game, it doesn't matter. And if you're going to try to compare Game Pass to anything else, you're foolish. So hopefully this helps, Cowboy. Again, go check out his channel, and now your mama knows. If you're going to make a rebuttal to this video, make sure it makes sense. I want you to make the rebuttal and then look at the video and be like, what would Doc say about this? And if you realize that I'm going to destroy you and crush you, don't even drop the video. As a matter of fact, hit me up on Twitter first. Send me the video privately before I tell you, and I'm going to be like, yo, that's a mistake. Don't do it. Don't put it out. Because I'm tired of this. So I'll give you this. When TK said the Stadia business model is dumb or whatever he said, he was wrong. What he should have said was Stadia Pro is dumb. But the Stadia model, period, is genius. Everyone, if you're watching this and you have a Google account, which if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably do, you literally have Stadia right now for free. So if you're going to buy a game anyways, and Stadia works for you, why not buy it on Stadia? Now, if you're someone that says, I like to own my games and you want to own your digital copy, whatever, that's a whole different argument. But as far as like free, you can't argue free. And the fact that you could use whatever controller you want, I can't use a PS5 controller on my Xbox Series X. Not that I would want to, but I can't. Or vice versa. But on Stadia, you can use whatever controller you want, even mouse and keyboard if you're on a PC. That's the argument. Stadia stands on its own. Stop comparing it to the other consoles or you're always going to lose. Stadia stands on its own. So Cowboy, from this point on, when you make a video about Stadia, do not speak about Microsoft. Do not speak about Sony. There's levels to this. Okay? Stadia's not there yet. Dark 1985, there's levels to this. I got to end this here because I'm going to make another video about cloud gaming. Because this is getting ridiculous. We out. Peace.